What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. You're a returning subscriber. As always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, news broke a couple of hours ago out there in Southwest Miami-Dade, Florida. Shout out. And it's about somebody that was caught stealing, a man from Walmart. And he was intercepted by a police officer who, after a brief struggle, shot the man, and he ran off and collapsed in the street. On this channel, I talked about I did a couple of stories about people stealing. You know what I'm saying? And it seems like it's an increasing thing. People don't care no more. People have no couth. People have no pride. People have no sense of shame. And nowadays, people will steal stuff, and then when you say something to them or approach them, first of all, they'll lie to your face, and number two, they'll get mad because you came and tried to correct the behavior, whatever way you go to correct it. Take a look at this story. We'll come back and talk about it. I can't feel bad for somebody that do dumb shit. Look.
Developing at noon, a deputy shooting early this morning near a Walmart in Southwest Miami-Dade. And we've since learned it has turned deadly. Local 10's Hannah Yushivi is live at the scene with the very latest. Hannah.
Ladies, Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stutz says early this morning around 7:15, a man was stealing items from this Walmart right here behind me, and a worker saw it. They called police officers, and actually a deputy from the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office was right here at the Walmart. They got into a back and forth, and shots were fired. A busy and hectic morning for those who work and live near this Walmart supermarket on South Dixie Highway in Southwest Miami-Dade. A deputy with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office was patrolling the area when he was alerted to a man stealing inside.
He was contacted by one of the loss prevention officers who was working and was advised of an individual who was actively stealing.
The sheriff says the man ran from the deputy. The deputy caught up to him, and the two got into a physical struggle just outside the store's doors.
During that physical altercation, the subject showed that he was in fact armed. Our deputy did in fact discharge his service weapon. The subject fled and eventually collapsed on the street just outside.
First responders rushed the man to the hospital where he died from his injuries. From above, you can see where he collapsed after being shot.
This individual had an extensive criminal past.
And for workers here, shoplifting isn't new.
Oh yeah, a lot of people in self-checkout, because me personally, I had worked as a cashier and self-checkout and everything. A lot of people start and they get mad too when you tell them, oh, you didn't pay this, you didn't pay that, and then they walk out.
And right now, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement is handling and leading this investigation. That's standard when a deputy fires his weapon. We also know from the sheriff that the deputy did not suffer any injuries. And we also know that customers and the workers here at Walmart were not hurt. We're live in Southwest Miami-Dade. Hannah Yushivi, Local 10 News.
This out of Cutler Bay, a deadly shooting involving a deputy with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. It happened outside of Walmart. CBS News Miami's Peter Dinch is live at the scene with what we just learned. And Peter, this all began with a person who was shoplifting.
That's right, Naja. In fact, this prompted Miami-Dade Sheriff Rosie Cordero Stutz to come to the scene. She said this all stemmed from a confrontation with a shoplifter who was armed, prompting the deputy to open fire. Now, taking a look at some video right here, it happened here beside this Walmart at Southwest 211th Street and South Dixie Highway. Investigators and deputies are here. It remains sealed off. Now, the sheriff said it happened around 7:15 this morning. It involved a 37-year-old deputy, a 5-year veteran who was on patrol. She said the suspect was killed.
While he was in his patrol, he was contacted by one of the loss prevention officers who was working and was advised of an individual who was actively stealing. Our deputy attempted to make contact with that individual, who immediately fled from our deputy. Our deputy gave pursuit, which led to a physical altercation just outside the doors of the supermarket. During that physical altercation, the subject showed that he was in fact armed. Our deputy did in fact discharge his service weapon.
I heard 3 gunshots, and what I saw was some guy in a white t-shirt was running outside of the Walmart parking lot, and behind him was an officer that fired 3 times.
Now, we just spoke with the Miami-Dade Sheriff's Office. They could not confirm how many shots were fired. The sheriff said after the suspect was shot, he collapsed. He was transported to the hospital, but did not survive. Now, the sheriff said that he had an extensive criminal record, and she said she was relieved that no one else was injured. Meanwhile, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement, FDLE, is investigating this shooting, which is standard procedure. We are live in Cutler Bay. Peter Dench, CBS News, Miami.
All right, guys, you seen it. Dude up there stealing. I hope what he was going to take was worth it. You know what I'm saying? Some people out here, man, I mean, go get a job or something. Seriously, I mean, go get a job. You in Walmart stealing. You're a grown-ass man. Now, I don't know what his situation is or what befell him that made him feel like that's what he wanted to do, but there's a cause to every effect and there's a flip side to every coin. A lot of it, the tail side is death, and he learned the hard way. But I'm more than sure this ain't his first rodeo in stealing. A lot of times, stealing is one of them crimes where when you do it, you get emboldened every time you don't get caught. And it's another one of them crimes where it doesn't have a huge amount of jail time, so people roll the dice on doing it. You know, and like, you know, with all these people out here now running, doing snatching grabs and running in stores and doing all kind of stuff and steal, I mean, it really brings attention to stealing, no matter how small it is. Yet you got people that still go out there and do that type of stuff. How can you feel bad for them? Seriously, cause and effect, people. It's cause and effect. Because you stole, you wind up dying. Then you had a firearm on you at that. You know what I'm saying? So that's the end of his chapter, his book of life. What can you do? Now, I don't want to get off and go off on a tangent, but I got to say something, though. Maybe the government shutdown is causing it. What's the reason behind this? Maybe it's a SNAP benefit reaction. What you think about that? Government shut down over a month now. No end in sight. And people was getting online saying they was going to run up in Walmart and go for broke. Maybe that was his problem. Maybe not. Just something worth mentioning, though. But, you know, like I really didn't talk about that SNAP benefit thing. But, I mean, there are some people out here that are complaining and all this other stuff. And, like, you know, everybody's like, oh, well, the people that seem like complaining seem like they can go get a job. Well, what about the ones that can't? Now, I look at it from this standpoint. What about the ones that can't? There's some people that look able-bodied but are not able to physically work long hours at a 9 to 5. Maybe this was one of them situations. But I mean, in any case, I don't know. I'm being honest with you guys. I don't know. But I mean, you know you ain't supposed to be stealing. You're going in and steal anyway. But I mean, this is what's going to start coming up now when people are talking and you're starting to see all these robberies and stuff. There's always a common enemy or a common cause or something like that. Maybe the SNAP benefit thing now would be the new reason why people say they go out and steal stuff. Either way, man, I don't know.